So I've taken this canopy out of the bag, and what comes with the canopy is what's going to be actually the bracket to the ceiling fan, and this bracket is going to go to the actual ceiling wall. Okay, so to do that, I kind of have to take it out of here. Let's see real quick. Move this to the side. Take this out of here, and then you just kind of take a Phillips screwdriver, loosen this up a little bit, take it loose. Alright, and it should come off. Maybe loosen up a little bit more. Shouldn't have to loosen them up all the way. There you go. There it is. Alright, so make sure this is the one that goes to the wall. Next thing I'll do is take the actual motor out of the bag, and these type of ceiling fans will usually come with a long harness or long wires in case you want to put a long neck on it. But on this one right here, we're just going to install it with the actual neck. It comes in the box. Alright, so the reason why I took the canopy off is because before you put it, actually install it to the fan itself, you got to put the canopy on it or else you won't be able to put it on. Alright. Next thing you want to do is you want to follow these wires to the actual neck itself. And your mount. One thing I did forget to do is get this hardware out, and there should be a pin in here. You're going to need, you don't want to put this ceiling fan without this pin. Alright, I'll show you how it goes here in a minute. You want to get these two screws, loosen them up a bit. Alright. Then what I'm going to do is pull these wires, and you want to set that hole to the hole in the fan and set your pin all the way across. Okay, you're going to come out on the other end, right here, and that's where you're going to put your pin holder. At least that's what I call it. Alright, then you want to tighten up these screws, if you will, just snug. That's all you really need. Alright, so that's that part. Then I'm going to bring it around, and what I normally do is get some like the box it came in, and usually it'll work for me somewhat like that, and start taking these factory rubber fan holders, if you will. Now take those off. Alright. And I'm going to start installing the blades. I like to do this down here, not up there. This type of fan with a little neck, you can build it first without having to build it on the ladder. And this right here, this blade will kind of take this off too. It has like the little indentation in between the two holes, so that's where this goes, right here, and that's going to be your first. And this type of fan, that's why they did this, so you can actually screw it in there, something like that. Something like this. Like that. And just screw on there. So, and you can use a battery drill if you want. I normally like to use either or. Like right now I'm using a screwdriver, and I know exactly how much torque you need. It's one blade. I'll grab this other blade real quick. And the next one will go right next to this one. Like so. And you'll feel it once it goes in the actual slot, like that. So not to make this video real long, I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna put the other blades the same way. Be right back. Alright, so I managed to put all the blades on them, and on all ceiling fans, you kind of want to start with the blades first. It's like a procedure, like the blades, and then the light kit if you need a light kit. So I just taken the light kit out of the plastic, and as you can tell, it doesn't have any screws, and there's no screws in the hardware. So what you want to do is that you want to go right in here, and you'll find the screws already in here. So you want to take those screws out. Those are the ones that you need. All right. Okay. Got one out. Let's put this other one out. Okay. And let's see. Try it a little bit. I can work with it. The last one here. Okay. That's the last one. There's 3 screws right there. Okay. Now you want to take this harness off the rubber band, and on most ceiling fans you'll see that this is the harness of the light kit, and they'll normally have an arrow or whatnot, arrow to arrow. Make sure it snaps in place. And then what you want to do is carefully find. On this one, it's pretty simple. Some ceiling fans have an indentation here that you have to find it. This type of ceiling fan, just find a match wherever the 3 holes match. And right here. So let's just put one right there. Got my camera person actually helping me here. All right. And just carefully, don't do that. Carefully don't do that. Okay. Kind of, it's a shame in my way. Right. Once again. Okay, hold on. All right. There it is. Okay. You won't keep it loose so the other ones can go in easy. Alright, and we'll move over here. Should be a lot more simple now. At least I thought it was. Okay. I'll pause the video so I can find these screws in here. Alright, here we go. Should be my last one right here. Let's see here. When I got the grill. And just snug, it's fine. On this lighting canopy. Alright. That's it right there. So then now it's almost completed here. I'm gonna take my ceiling fan bracket and install it and keep them on my next stove. Alright. Okay. And I see that I'm missing a screw. I'm going to go ahead and put one. And what I usually do is just take it to the center hole, and put 2 screws in here. It already has one right there. This is a ceiling fan bracket that's been held onto the joist, actually right on the joist, so it's not going to rock or anything. Right there. So let's see here real quick. And you take your impact and put a little bit of pressure on the impact. You don't want it to be slipping on you. Alright. Pause the video. I'm going to try to go find another screw. Alright, sorry about that. There was a missing screw here. So I'm going to finish snugging this bracket up to the seating wall. Alright. That's good enough. Now what you want to do, you want to take this wire out of the way of the actual head of the ceiling fan. It's going to be holding the ceiling fan up. Alright? So let me go grab the ceiling fan. Alright, here we go. Hopefully it all comes together. Alright. Alright. I'm going to take the ceiling fan, hold it up a little bit like that. It's a little bit hard, but it'll go in there. There you go. Once it's in there, you move the fan till it sits in that slot. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it sit in that slot. There you go. Hasn't done it yet. There. I think y'all heard it. Alright. So then I'm going to pause the video a little bit right now because I'm going to start trimming these wires out. Once I trim them out, I'm going to tell you exactly how to connect them. Alright, I started the video again on how to install a ceiling fan. So basically, this is a new house, it's new construction. I wired the house and I know that there's no power there. And if you come look at the wall here, I haven't done the trim out here yet. So, but if it was like you're just replacing the fan in your house or something, you want to make sure that the switch is off. And if you have a hot stick handy, let me get one real quick. Alright, I guess this is what electricians call a hot stick. And basically, you just turn it on, the button. And if you have power, it would beep. It would continue beeping. As you can tell, we don't have any power here. You want to make sure that the power is off. Because in some old houses, you'll still have power up there the way they wired it back in the day. If it's a brand new house or fairly new, you won't have power if you just turn off the switch. All right. Moving on. So, as you can tell, all new houses, these wires get painted. And I've had to take a little bit of that paint off. And I normally start with these green wires. They're the equipment grounding wires. And with your ground going back to your panel. Alright? And what I'll do is I'll just measure the same length and get my wire strippers out of my pocket and strip it back, get some of this paint off, and usually the ceiling fan comes with these orange wire nuts, and I'll put these two together, the equipment ones, and then I'll put it with the actual ground of the house or panel. Alright, I start with the grounds. I've always started with the grounds my whole career. That's what I do, and then I'll go with your neutral, which is your white return wire here. And since they're fairly long, you want to go like 6 inches or whatnot. 6 inches is kind of like the code, if you will, coming out of a junction box. And strip back and strip back and put them on the same length. You stick your wire nut in there all the way, and then you start twisting till you get it pretty much like in a snug, and you can feel that they came together pretty good. And bring them all in there like that. Then this blue wire normally, well, almost all the time, is your light from the ceiling fan. It's your light wire, and your red is almost all the time. All the electricians use the red as your light. So you put those two together, and if you had an old house and you only have one switch on the wall, you would put this black and this red together, and well, okay, hold on. You would only have a black like this. So you would put the blue and the black to the black of like an old house. Then you would turn on your switch and manually turn off and on your ceiling fan over here. But this is a new house, so you have 2 separate switch legs, and that's why I'm putting the blue with the red. That's your lighting switch leg. And some electricians, everybody's different, but that's the pattern that I use. Alright, then you just stuck it back in there, away from your canopy. Alright. So like that. And the last but not least will be black to black, which is going to be your actual motor, your fan. And like I said, the red one will be the light. Let me grab another wire nut real quick. Alright, it's good. Alright, get back to it. Just two together. And the whole idea about doing this is you want to make sure these wires don't come out. That's the main idea. If you're doing a ceiling fan, that you have to build it with no neck, and you have to build it as you go, and one of those wires came out, well, then you would have to take the whole ceiling fan apart. And how would you know? It won't turn on, and that's how you know. All right, you don't want that to happen. So, oh, and another thing, like right now when I pause the video, that's 25 years experience, still a human being. I actually forgot this cover of the canopy, so I had to take it apart and but don't forget to put this cover while you're installing the neck. I just did. Alright. So then you want to try to find where these holes are at and move them over. So, screw them back in a little bit with your fingers. You won't be able to put the screwdriver, and then you want to take the cover of the canopy and kind of find it. So it'll have some holes on the cover. And you just want to move it around till you find it. And that's it. Snaps in place. Alright, that's that part. Now is to installing the bulbs and the shield or the lighting cover. This ceiling fan actually comes with bulbs, 3 bulbs. I actually took these out of the box a minute ago. It takes a little bit of time, and just like any other bulb, just put them on in there. Alright. And this is giving me a hard time because this is almost like damaged a little bit, coming straight out of the manufacturing. So you just gotta carefully move it so you can put your bulb in there. There you go. Alright, it's in there. Yeah. So that, at this point, probably gonna have to be moving your ladder around. Use a 6 foot, you can use a 5 foot, a 4 foot, whatever you feel more comfortable with. That's all of that. So you can tell this chain from your ceiling fan is tied there with a bread tie. And take that bread tie off, let that chain loose and hang like that, and then you have your lighting. This is going to be your lighting. Alright, this is your ceiling fan. Alright, so then now, what it is that you're going to take this off, this nut off, and this off too. This all comes off. And you're going to come get your shield right here. And you're going to put this, see here, don't forget to put this chain through one of these notches so it'll turn off and on your fan. So then at this point, you put this back on, like so, and then this is kind of like a little bit hardish. You put the light chain through the center, and then your ceiling fan chain through the little notch out that it has on the side. Alright? It's a little bit hard, but once you do one, you'll be able to do another one. Alright. Then you take your nut, put it back on there. Alright, just like so. It's coming together. Alright, so then you gotta make sure this works. So it works pretty good. Then you have, final step is this little extensions, if you will. And some of them come with a little light and a fan. These don't. It just says Hampton Bay on it. You can put either one. And put it on there like that. Flip it on there. And then you take the other one. The saddest thing about this video is that I won't be able to turn it on. Because I don't have the breakers yet. But that's how you do it. And I'll probably make another video. This is my first one. And I'll have all of it on the whole house. Alright, that's how you do a ceiling fan. Good luck.